Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today I'm going to show you the phone with the most powerful flashlight on the market. This is the 8849 Heika rugged phone that comes with a 1200 lumen flashlight. Its beam can reach a distance of up to 200 meters. You'll see that this is a very unique feature of this phone and it makes it extremely special. Along with some others, like its durability, battery, or even the camping light we have on the back. But we're gonna get to know all of this in depth during the intro video. Let's discuss the 8849 Heika's design, focusing on why it's ruggedized and what that actually means. It means that it's an extremely tough phone, resistant to shocks, water, dust, and any harsh weather conditions it might face. It meets the military standard 1000 standard 810H that we've already seen in other phones, as well as IP68 and IP69K certifications. It can handle impacts, cold, dust, water, anything we throw at it. This is because its edges are reinforced with a rubbery material that, as I mentioned, makes it much more resistant. Let's take a look at how this device is made, with the central part in metal and the top and bottom reinforced with rubber. On the right side, we have the power button along with the fingerprint sensor, as well as an inlet for the upper flashlight fan. Then, on the top, we'll have the fan outlet, as well as the two bulbs that will project those 1200 lumens. On the left side, the first thing we'll find is a tray for 2 secure digital cards and 1 micro secure digital card, all 3 at the same time, so we don't have to give up anything. As well as volume buttons and 2 customizable buttons that are used by default for the flashlight brightness. On the bottom, we'll find a small cover with the 120W USB-C and the 3.5mm port, and on the back, we'll find the camera module with the main camera, telephoto camera, night vision camera, and then a camping light, which is a camping lamp with very good power, and 3 police lights in red, green, and blue. Of course, I should mention that we also have an anchor point in case we want to attach a strap or a band and carry it securely fastened to us during expeditions. As you can see, these phones tend to be thick. We have dimensions of 18 centimeters by 8 by 3. In this case, we have a phone that is quite large. It's not particularly aesthetic when we want to put it, for example, in a pocket, and it weighs 666 grams. It's a very tough phone. Thick, well, what you would call a rugged phone. And we're going to talk about the performance offered by the processor inside. The MediaTek Helio G200, a processor built on 6 nanometers that has 8 cores. And it allows us above all to move those 120 Hz on the screen with total smoothness. I've been playing some games, but I haven't tried anything too complicated. But for example, it can easily handle Clash Royale, of course, and it also runs Real Racing 3 without any kind of problem very smoothly. I've handled daily tasks like switching tabs, opening apps, closing Google Maps, and scrolling in satellite mode without any issues. Honestly, this phone performs well. It comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM, which can be virtually expanded using storage that's Universal Flash Storage 2.2 very fast with 512 gigabytes of internal memory. These phones are designed for use in the countryside, on hikes, at lunches, and during extreme activities so they can be with us everywhere. Well, with features like, for example, the flashlight, as I mentioned, with 1200 lumens, here the camping light is an extremely powerful spotlight mounted on the back. Or some other cameras, like for example the night vision camera with infrared. Let's talk about the screen. In these dimensions, we have a 6.79-inch screen with a full high definition plus resolution. I think that's more than good enough. For its size, it's actually quite large. We have a good screen for watching multimedia content, and it has a refresh rate of 120 Hz to play our favorite games like Real Racing 3, which I've been testing during the trials. This makes it especially smooth in games and when scrolling while we're on social media. And so the perception we get is of a super smooth and visually very pleasant phone. Also, if we're talking about a phone made for outdoor use, we have to mention the screen brightness, which turns out to be much more than enough for outdoor environments. You'll see that, well, in terms of brightness, during the test I have it almost at the minimum, and we already have a perfect display. When you're outside in good sunlight, you won't have any problems with the 8849 high. Of course, the screen couldn't be any other way. It's also tough enough to withstand impacts. It also includes a pre-installed screen protector and an extra one. If anything happens to this screen, honestly, it looks great. As I said before, the brightness is more than enough. And when it comes to video playback quality, for example, games and so on, the 120 Hz, the colors, everything looks pretty good. And in this regard, I would say it's a very good phone. It's not a screen that will surprise you, but it's definitely above average. And you have to keep in mind that if you combine how big the phone is with how thick it is, handling it with one hand becomes complicated. So just so you know, hey, you're not going to be able to reach the top of the screen with your thumb, like really. It's something we could do on other phones, but well, that's just one of the things about having such a tough and big phone. Let's move on to the battery. Being big must have its benefits. Let's discuss it. It has the monstrous figure of 23,800 mAh of capacity. This is way above the usual standards for all kinds of phones, but even for some rugged phones. It's a battery that you'll really have to wait 15 minutes just to see it drop by 1%. Yesterday I pushed it to the limit by playing Clash Royale, real racing for heavy graphics, watching YouTube videos and doing everything possible. And honestly, in about an hour and a half, I only used up 5% of the battery, which is an amazing number. I mean, honestly, it's incredible how good the battery is on this device. Now, to charge it, you'll get a 120W charger in the box. Which is crazy, but it lets you charge the phone in the same amount of time it would take to charge, for example, my iPhone. I would even say that with normal use, the battery on this phone could last you up to 5 days. Easily, but maybe hey, if you use it more heavily with the brightness all the way up, taking photos with the flashlight, like I mentioned before, right? Yes, it's obviously going to use more battery in that case, but really, with normal use, the way I would use my personal phone, this phone could easily last me 4 or 5 days, which is absolutely crazy. Of course, I should mention that since this phone is so powerful, we can use it as a power bank. That is, if we want to charge our headphones or any kind of accessory, for example, a watch, we can do it through reverse charging, because as I said, we can use this phone as an external battery. One benefit of this battery is its design makes it resistant to temperature changes. So, for example, if we're out in the field at minus 10 degrees, the battery percentage won't suddenly drop faster. And let's talk about cameras. The first camera is 50 megapixels, the main camera, with very good resolution. It's true that quality isn't its strong point, but it's good in good lighting conditions. We're going to take good photos. It's true that they're not the sharpest, they're not the most impressive photos, but we'll talk about the price of this device later. This main Sony camera allows us, as I said, to take decent photos outdoors, along with a 64 megapixel night vision sensor for taking photos in complete darkness. In addition, we're going to have an 8 megapixel telephoto lens that gives us 3 times zoom compared to the main lens, and it lets us get a closer look at things. And along with that, we'll have a 32 megapixel front camera, which in this case, honestly, is really good. I have to admit, the quality won't surprise you. Its main strengths are versatility, and especially the night vision camera, which takes photos in complete darkness. The quality for social media and reminder photos will more than meet our needs. Let's discuss the extras on this device. First is the 1200 lumen flashlight. You may see some images. Really, it's incredible that it reaches over 200 meters, and this can be super useful for us if we're on an expedition, on a walk in the countryside, and it gets dark on us. And you want to light up far away so you don't hit an animal or just see what's out there. That's it. It's impressive. I may not be able to show in pictures how bright this flashlight is, but trust me, it's impressive. You can't look at it because you could hurt your eyes. They warn us about it repeatedly, and then I should mention that it's a phone that comes especially well equipped. For example, we have a barometer to measure air pressure. We also have an altitude sensor, and we have 5 global positioning systems like Global Positioning System GLONASS, Beidou, and Galileo. Then we have 2 SIM cards. It's true that this phone won't allow us to have 5G connectivity, but we will have 4G. Hey, that's plenty, and honestly, we don't need 5G out in the field. However, we do have near-field communication Bluetooth 5.3 as I mentioned, a 3.5mm jack and frequency modulation radio. It's a versatile phone, but if I had to mention a flaw, we don't have 5G, but honestly, it doesn't matter. On my personal phone, I have 5G turned off. I think it still doesn't offer anything to regular users, it just drains the battery, but that's just my recommendation. In short, I think this is a phone that's really worth it. If you're going on trips and want to have that super powerful flashlight, really good battery, and performance that matches the price, which is what we're going to talk about now, the price. I've found different prices on different websites, but as always, we're gonna leave the cheapest one down below in the description. And just to let you know, it's around 300 euros, I think, for 300 euros. This phone isn't perfect in any way, but it offers unique features, such as one of the best batteries. Possibly that we can find the possibility of having this 1200 lumen flashlight. The police lights, the camping light, and hey, the rest of the phone that really matches up. A remarkable screen, as I said, and cameras that perform well in good lighting. That said, guys, if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments and we'll answer as soon as we can. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. See you next time. Goodbye.